Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack. We do have serious action coming at you. Everize and RSVP now going to be battling it out. This is part of Playham. And yes, I am streaming. Oh, they don't have me as a ref. That's okay. But RSVP going to be kicking it over here as our red Protoss, man. This guy always here. Always red, too. That's what I like about him. He just keeps it simple, keeps it standard, plays as red. Red is also the color of Terran blood. And let me tell you, man, this guy makes it his job to cover the Earth, or whatever planet he's on, in the Caprillo sector with exactly that. Everize is going to be kicking it over here on the left-hand side as our yellow Terran, hoping and praying that RSVP does not get his wish, but also preparing a very solid strategy to do the exact opposite. What color is the blood of Protoss, I wonder? Is it like blue? I'm not sure. I guess they don't really have blood. They kind of like evaporate into, I don't know, air and Psi or something like that. They join the Psi storm, if you will. So RSVP, though, is going to be working on what appears to be a standard opener. Not going to be walling off, however, just going to toss this stuff out in the center of his main there. And going to send out a scouting probe right after his gateway. It looks like Everize is going to start working on a small wall off. He does have his supply depot here. At least he gains vision of this ramp, which is always a nice thing. That way he can keep track on his mini-map whether or not probes make it into his base. So that way he knows whether to look for him later on. Is going to be putting down his barracks here as well as a gas. He did get that gas down just slightly before the 2-minute mark. Appears to be in pretty good time, and here comes your scout from RSVP. We'll see if he likes what he sees and how he's going to react. But he was on A move there for just a second and reroutes because he doesn't want to follow that SCV back to his base. He's going to start working on these SCVs for just a moment. And see if he's going to start backing out here. But he just sees the 1 racks for now, and the wall off still going down for Everize. Looks like RSVP trying to get some damage done on this on this SCV, but here comes your Marine. And evacuation will commence. Off he goes. Now Everize also scouting RSVP here pretty well. And they're going to be cruising around this main. RSVP just with a fairly standard open here. Nothing crazy quite yet. Subcore is about to be completed. Pretty good time. Looks like it may have gone down just a couple seconds late. Not very much. 3:40. Yeah, maybe 3 or 5, 10 seconds late maybe. Not too sure. May have just been a timing difference there, but those things, they tend to start popping up right around the 3-minute and 35-second mark. Usually is when you see that cybercore completing, but that's okay. RSVP is going to now evacuate another probe from this onslaught of Marines cruising out across the field here. Looks like they're going to stay defensive. However, for now, we do have a tech lab down on this barracks. He's currently working on concussive shells, and a couple of Marauders going to be out on the field as well. Factory here working on Hellions. Interesting thing, brother. Cool. And RSVP with a forward position is going to cruise up this ramp. Now he should be able to take down quite a few of these if he's careful, but that Hellion actually popping out at just the right time, as well as your Marauders. Concussive shell's not quite complete, but if RSVP's not careful, they will be. And that will get this Stalker stuck in a very big way. So it looks like he is going to evac this Stalker, trying to take out that probe as well, but good kiting there from RSVP. Doesn't, however, want to get shot by a Marauder. That'll slow him down pretty good. He did lose his Zealot, but he got a good kill off on a Marine. So while it's not an even trade, at least it's a trade of some kind. RSVP does have triple Stalkers now. He'll be backing up to his high ground, and he may end up canceling this Nexus here. Everize now cruising forward. He's got these double Marauders, 1 Marine here. Using a probe here, RSVP pulls 1 probe and now has 4 Stalkers. Moving forward, good kiting there right into these guys' face. Does not even lose a Stalker there. Nice little defense. That puts the supply counts there very even. And units lost tab favoring RSVP now. So 150 lost there. That was a Stalker, a Zealot and a probe at 150. And then Everize lost quite a bit. 2 Marauders, 2 Marines, or 3 Marines. I can't remember if it was 2 or 3. And a Hellion. So quite a bit of losses there very early on here for Everize. Looks like he's going to be gearing up, however, for an expansion. So that's going to kind of get washed out as we move forward here. It's not like we're going for another all-in or something like that. But he does have that expand on the way. Great time. Love this play from Everize. He's got pretty good amount of Marauders here, and he's sticking with this Hellion Marauder play. Very interesting stuff. Now, the Marauders tend to be a little bit slower on the field than the Hellions, obviously, so it does present a potential problem. You've got to be careful keeping these guys together if you do cruise out across the field. But right now, he's just going to be sending out the Hellions alone for now, and it looks like we're going to go for starport action as well. Units tab, let's take a look there. 32 probes right now for RSVP, 26 SCVs for Everize. He also has those mules to his advantage. They're going to be bridging that gap there slightly, but not totally. So really, when it comes down to it, RSVP is ahead economically here. Let's go check out this Hellion play. Looks like the Hellions are going to pick off a couple of probes here. Good force build there from RSVP. Going to stave these Hellions off. Just take out a couple of them. Only one left, and he is going to be evacing ASAP. In the meantime, we do have an observer for RSVP cruising in here. Is going to reveal that tech lab, as well as reveal the starport here. Notice that we do have a reactor going down on this factory. So RSVP sees this, is probably guessing that the starport going to head over there here momentarily. But we've got to wait for that factory to finish up with that reactor. It takes a little while to build that. 50 seconds, in fact. And a forward position with double Hellions for now. In the meantime, Everize has taken his expansion. Bunker going down for defense. Is going to be securing some more gas as well. I like it. Like it indeed. RSVP, though, does have a pretty nice unit composition. And he's got, wow, a lot of sentries in production. Looks like he's going to keep these guys back for defense. It's going to be cruising out across the field, though, with a Stalker, one Immortal here in the mix, and a good bunch of Stalkers and some Zealots and one sentry here. Gonna hopefully meet up eventually here. Right now we've got them kind of cruising out in separate positions. Do see a factory just kicking it here. RSVP is aware of what's going on with that observer. He's got to be careful. He needs to wait for the rest of his force. Nice little stim there from Everize. Nice little defense. Ooh, getting caught there back behind that grass for half a second. So a couple free shots there for RSVP, who's currently ahead in that supply count. Looks like he's just going to kick it here for a moment. Scan going down. Everize, ooh, and taking down the observer. Nice little play there. Still, RSVP, though, is in this forward position. Looks like he is going to try and commit to this. Tossing down a forward pylon. He's bringing some reinforcements with a couple Hellions. Going to cruise over here to this position. Are they going to make it in? Do a decent amount of damage here. Here comes your warp ins. Couple Stalkers should be able to clean these guys up here pretty quick. Here comes the attack, the main attack right now. So let's go. Oh, he's backing out. So back to this mineral line. Hellions do go down, but Control R will reveal. Good bunch of workers killed there for Everize. 11 workers killed in all totality. Here comes your attack yet again. Good scan going down, blasting away your observer again. So RSVP down 2 observers right now. That's really hurting him. He loves to try and use the terrain where possible, and this grass like this is so very effective. Really, really nice play. But this defense is just going to be difficult to break here, I think, for RSVP right now. He's going to have to beef up his tech here just a little bit. Notice he is going to be working on some Colossus. This is exactly what we're talking about. That's the tech required, man. I think that's going to really be helping him against this very infantry-heavy army. Now, currently we do have +1 going to be out for our Terran player, and RSVP working on +1 as well. Is going to be grabbing his Thermal Lance and securing an expansion here in very, very good time. Pylon here is getting sacked, unfortunately. It looks like he's going to go ahead and take that guy out. That'll supply block RSVP here for just a few moments. But not a bad little play. Looks like we're going to grab a couple more barracks for Everize, and he's sticking very heavily to this infantry play. That +1 attack about to be complete. Actually, it's not really that close. It's only halfway done. And that's a pretty long time to work there. It looks like Everize is going to cruise around, potentially for taking out the third. Looks like RSVP caught wind of it. Obviously, he did have that observer there and goes ahead and tosses down the cancel here. He's going to lose. However, he's going to lose that pylon. Not tons of fun, but it is what it is. Looks like these guys back up the other side of the base. Going to force RSVP to consider splitting his army here. Does have a good bunch of stalkers here at the ready. Looks like they're not going to be dropped quite yet. Retaking his third immediately. RSvp wants to get that strong economy. Let's just check in on that units tab. 54 probes to 50 SCVs. Pretty even economies. Everize slightly ahead with his mule advantage, but that does mean that he will get mined out a little bit faster as well. It's always a good thing to remember. And he is currently just on the 2 base. And RSvp, when he does have this third up and running, could potentially be in good shape. It looks like he's going to have to cancel this one yet again. Canceled indeed. Does salvage that, but that's 100 minerals down. Gotta be careful. But double the Colossus in this army, not a bad little deal. Looks like they're trying to focus down these the Vikings are trying to focus down the Colossus there, but good control there. The Stalkers do focus down those Vikings very quickly. And we've got, look at this, another pylon going down for RSvp. But this drop here, always at the ready for Everize. He's going to cruise in here and toss down and just deny the pylon again and again and again. So 25 minerals lost there again for RSvp. Everize just going to annoy him to death potentially. We'll see how that's going to go for him. I mean, I'm not saying that it's just annoying. It actually is very, very cost effective for him to be doing little things like that over and over and over again. It's good stuff. He's keeping active with this small drop here at the back, and he's moving out with a pretty substantial force now. He's got a couple Vikings in here, and it's going to be 5, I think, total. Yeah, 5 total. 5 total medevacs taking down that pylon, and it appears going for the snipe of the third again. Looks like we're going to see some static defense here. RSvp absolutely wants to keep this guy running. We do have a Reaper out on the field, but with RSvp at the ready, going to be able to stave off just 1 unit at a time. But here comes your attack. Looks like RSvp's got to cruise down here quickly to make this defense happen. Is he going to end up canceling this Nexus again? It doesn't look like it. Great force fields here, going to be splitting that army. But Everize now focusing down the Nexus there pretty well. Looks like these Colossus, though, doing just enough damage to force Everize back from this position. Beautiful play there from him. Everize with these Vikings trying to focus down those Colossus, but I'll tell you, man, RSvp splits his army very, very well there. Having some Stalkers go take care of those guys, and he is forcing back Everize Marine Marauder army right now. Good looking push here from RSvp. Could potentially do some serious damage. A lot of Vikings now out on the field, going to be focusing down your Colossus, so it looks like RSvp will back out here for just a moment. He wants to approach that army at just the perfect angle. Does have a good bunch of Stalkers, though. Look how quickly he can take those Vikings out of the sky. They are an armored unit. Stalkers do additional damage to armored. Notice that it's 15 instead of 11, so plus 4 damage there. And they do have that +1/+1 out, so it makes them pretty effective at this point. Third, however, is going to be trying to go down for Everize, but there is a pylon at the ready. RSvp going to get sneaky as well. He says, you can deny, I can deny. We have our methods, sir. We have our methods. And so he's cruising in here. Everize will bring his entire army to take out that pylon. Not a bad little deal. Get that sucker down ASAP. In the meantime, though, RSvp cruising out to the center of this field. Looks like he is going to go for a big push here. Vikings here are the saving grace for Everize at this point. So he's got to be careful with them. But notice how quickly RSvp does get his Stalkers into position to deal with those Vikings. It's really, really nice play. He is going to be grabbing Blink. This is really going to take away the effectiveness of those Vikings that much more. Nice positioning of the Vikings that time. Great positioning is going to make it very difficult for RSvp to get these guys out of, or get his Stalkers in position to deal with those Vikings, but he does indeed. Saves 3 of those Colossus, and this attack going extremely well for him right now. Those charged lots getting right up in the face of Everize Marine Marauders, taking him down. Looks like he is going to be denying the space, focusing it down right now. It is currently on fire. Looks like it's going to burn to the ground, as is his army, the army of Everize, and RSvp forcing the GG. Beautiful game. Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you guys for watching. And thanks to Playhim for hosting that wonderful tournament. And we'll hope to see more of RSvp very, very soon. Thanks again. We'll see you guys in just a bit.